today's show, we chat with Chairman of Hibiscus and Bays Local Board, Gary Brown, about living coastal in Orewa. We chat with Rachel Thompson, the Smarter Mortgage Lady, about what you need to know to get a mortgage right now. You get to chat with me. I'm Monique Bradley, the Queen of Home Shopping. I'm talking about the wonderful products from Quoleum. And finally, we catch up with the Dame of Champagne, Anne Batley Burton. She's the heart and soul behind the New Zealand Cat Foundation.
Only 30 minutes from Auckland CBD, Orewa is a fast-growing beachside town that is literally a place where you can eat, shop and play all in one beautiful location.
Well, when I was young, it was about the 70s or so, and Auckland was quite different then, wasn't it? I mean, it was just Queen Street and it was a big city, and when I lived in Pukekohe, we'd drive through Auckland to go up to the Hibiscus Coast, to the beaches where my family was at. And so quite a transition when you go from Pukekohe to the Spud territory up to the beach and through Auckland, which was so busy. There was a harbour bridge, but there wasn't any of the main highways. You had to go through Albany and through the long way. It took about 2.5 hours to get up there. It was a long drive in those days.
One of the first settlers, Captain Isaac Rhodes Cooper of the 58th Regiment, bought 25 hectares of land and set up historic Orewa House in 1856, a pit stop for many travellers on the way through to the natural hot springs in Waiwera or further north.
My mum and dad were quite settled in Pukekohe, and they actually had a florist shop in Pukekohe, and even to where the Grand Prix races, they used to do the big reefs for the winners at Pukekohe track. So they were quite settled, but they were originally from the Waiuku area, but we moved to the Hibiscus Coast because my father's family was up there. They had moved up there in the 50s, they'd bought land, they had settled in with bachelors, and then we went up there in 1970.
With a fast-growing population, thriving business hub and restaurant strip, motorway improvements and accessibility has made Orewa even more desirable. Visitors no longer want to just pass through, they want to stay, so housing developments are growing fast in the surrounding areas to cope with the demand. But why?
Well, it's the beaches, for a start, family life. I have 5 children, and so that keeps me pretty busy, but they love the beach, they love the facility. And you know, now with new motorways into Auckland City, it's only 20 minutes. So it's a whole new dynamics, isn't it? It's like being on a way in the beach, but you're close to the city. And then you go 5 minutes out of a Hibiscus Coast and you're in farmland. So it's quite diverse. So we have everything in the one spot.
Gary is a big advocate for the Orewa way of life and has been instrumental in many of the recent changes in the area. But can Orewa and the local board play a bigger role in shaping a brighter vision for Auckland through the pandemic and beyond?
As I said, the family life is fantastic. We have a great community spirit. We get a lot of things done in our area. So with the transition of a lot of people coming from the Auckland area up for holidays and stuff like that, we want to make sure that their venue that they go to is fantastic. The camping grounds, the beaches, everything's maintained. So our role on the council really is to ensure that people enjoy it as a holiday spot. But if they are coming to live up there, that it's a way of life. That's what they are all looking for, that beach life. COVID it's not a problem, you find solutions. You've got to find ways of working around it that it doesn't affect their life too much. Yes, it has in the short term, I suppose, because it's such a new pandemic and it's been going, 2 years now? So we need to adjust. And I think it's important that the council finds a way to help their lifestyle. So we maintain the areas. If there's certain restrictions put on you, we try to make it as easy as possible to still have some way of comfort of life. That is really important. I think also we need to look after our people, especially the elderly and the young. So make sure that they are catered for, that people are looking after them and they don't feel alone, because the COVID can make you feel alone. So that's important that we have that communication as well.
Mosquitoes driving you crazy? Don't just repel them, Pestrol them. The Pestrol range of products comes with over 25 years of tried and tested success when it comes to repelling and controlling mosquito populations. Using natural ingredients and innovative technology, Kestrel has the perfect solution for indoor living areas, the bedroom, and targeted solutions for your outdoor areas as well.
By using a unit like this in your backyard, it attracts the mozzies away from you without any smell or mess. It's safe around the kids and it's safe around the animals. It's great.
So order yours now and enjoy a pest-free summer with Kestrel.
Lifestyle focused, leaders in living better.
A smart mortgage is about saving time and money, and it's also about having the flexibility of early repayment and certainty of cost. At the moment, the challenges I'm seeing are for people who've got less than 20% deposit. There's been some changes in the lending market where the Reserve Bank has forced banks to actually hold more capital. So what that actually means is they're now needing people to actually buy a house with more deposit. And for the last 6 or 7 years, I've been helping first-time buyers buy a house with 10% deposit from KiwiSaver and maybe a little bit of help from mum and dad. But right now, the banks are wanting 20% deposit or else no deal. So there's been legislative changes to something called the Credit Contracts and Consumer Finance Act. There's even a petition that's going on about it. So what that means is banks are being forced not to trust what you tell them, and they're asking for more information from people, and they're not giving the flexibility that they might have provided previously around lending applications. So it's actually making it difficult for advisors, it's making it difficult for clients, and it's even making it difficult for the assessors at the bank. So there's actually petitions out there to try and force the government to actually change that policy that's actually been put in place. So it's really meant the two kind of types of buyers that are around at the moment, or that would have been around, first-time buyers and mum-dad investors, are finding it really difficult to get a property or a home because of the level of detail they're being asked to provide, like whether they're going to have a baby, whether they're planning a family, whether they're planning to still dine out after they've bought, their property. And a lot of people have actually been paying more in rent than they're actually going to pay in a mortgage. And some of that's due to the lowest interest rates for a long, long time. So the Bank of Mum and Dad is mum and dad giving their kids some money. The terms of the giving can actually be that they've given it as an early inheritance, never to need repaying. Or they may actually give it on the basis that the children need to repay it in the future when they sell the property. Mums and dads may give the money from cash that they have, and often they may even be topping up on their own mortgage or property to actually give that money to their children. There are some major tax liabilities now as a result of legislative change that mums and dads need to get accounting advice and legal advice about, and that is not from me, it's from a specialist in those areas. But mums and dads need to be really careful at their age and stage of life that if they are giving their kids some money and that's repaid, they're potentially up for some tax liabilities, and they just need to be really careful about helping their children but looking after themselves and their estate. One of the things I tell my clients about interest rates is they're relevant when you've got an unconditional purchase on a property and it's going to settle and you're locking in the loan structure. Otherwise, it's crystal ball gazing because they could go up and they could go down. And the reality is right now in the market at this time, they're starting to rise after the lowest interest rates of 30 years. It's not something I really like talking about, but it is relevant when you have a mortgage. So the story that I like to tell is about me personally. I had a mortgage of $665,000 and it was on a fixed term that was expiring. I had an advisor at the time who didn't actually, ironically, give me what I determine is probably the best advice. So my mortgage came off its fixed rate. I refixed my mortgage, the whole portion of my mortgage, and at that time the interest rates were 9.25%. And it was not 100 years ago when my mortgage was $22,000, which you hear about from people. My mortgage was $22,000 and interest rates were 15%. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. It was the worst year I've ever owned property in my life. And the advice I didn't get was to spread my risk. And I got asked today what that means. It means splitting up your mortgage into pieces. And if you really want to know how to do that, you have to come and talk to me, because I'm not going to tell you. My top tips for people trying to buy their own place to call home are firstly to spend less than you earn, because that is super important, so you've got some surplus left over. Minimise short-term debt, because that can massively affect servicing. Have a budget so you know what your income is, what your expenses are, and what you've got left over. Then put some aside for savings, and then you know what you've got left over for fun. And my final tip is know your numbers. What's your income? What's your deposit? And what is your short-term debt?
We all know a quality night's sleep isn't just something that's great to experience. It's essential for optimal well-being, focus, and for improving your quality of life. And the team at Beds & Lounge Direct are specialists in providing you with premium quality sleep solutions at the best wholesale prices. With mattresses, bases and frames to suit your needs, your style and your budget, Beds & Lounge Direct are there to help you find the perfect solution. So whether it's time to upgrade the kids' beds, grab a spare mattress for the spare room, or invest in a standout piece like this, they've got you covered. Visit the showroom or check them out online and never pay retail again.
Soaking in any hot water can change people's lives, you know, from a better sleep to recovery from sport to just general relaxation. You know, the day-to-day lives that we live are so busy and frantic that, you know, sitting in a hot tub is often the only time people get to just stop and relax. Hi, I'm Charles from Colonial Hot Tubs. We build and install cedar wooden hot tubs. We're the only ones still building hot tubs the traditional coopering way. They're way more stable and very watertight. We have two solutions. We build beautiful bespoke hot tubs. Whatever you want it to look like, we'll build it like that. And we also do a plug and play version, which we can just build in the factory and drop into place. Really simple. So our big thing is we listen to the customers. We listen to what they want, how they want to do things, and we design the pool around what they tell us. So there's different ways to heat your pool and sanitize your pool, and it's all about getting the right solution for the customer. My brother bought the company in the late 80s, then unfortunately he passed away in 2011, and I came back with my family from overseas to run the company, and it's been a lot of hard work, and we've grown it to what it is today. We're a boutique company. We design and build to order. We don't have a production line of tubs coming off, and I personally work with every tub that goes out the door. A lot of our customers are time poor. They don't want to have to deal with different contractors. We can do everything from the electrician to the landscaper, the one-stop shop. For us, it's not about what's just going to do the job, it's what's going to do the job really well. I don't want to put a screw or a bracket on something that's only going to last a couple of years, it's going to last a lifetime. So all the information's on the website. You can send us an email or give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
Now, late last year, I really struggled with back pain and leg pain. I had no idea what was going on, and I started talking about it in social media. And that's when a couple of people reached out to me and said, Monique, have you ever considered you might be struggling with something called sciatica? Well, like most people, I reached out to some professionals. I did a bit of Dr. Googling to find out, and it seems that, yes, I've been struggling. And if you've ever struggled with any type of back pain, leg pain, joint pain or muscle pain, you know exactly how debilitating life can be when you're struggling with those pain levels. So one of the companies I reached out to said, hey Monique, we've got a great product that we'd love to send you so you can give it a go. And it's an amazing product called Quolium, sent to me by the amazing team at It's Organic Darling. Now, these products are really well known in the professional sports scene because they were actually developed by a physiotherapist who works with elite athletes to help them with muscle and joint pain, also things like chafing, all sorts of incredible problems that elite athletes struggle with. But so do we. Now, this product here, this is the Q Rub, and this was the first product I tried. It's your traditional style anti-inflammatory cream, but with a bit of a difference. And here, there's no nasty chemicals. It feels like your traditional style anti-inflammatory, but this is a product with a real difference. And this is one of the reasons why I really loved it and I wanted to share it with you. It goes on super gentle, feels really, really nice. It's really hydrating on the skin. And it actually feels quite cool at first. And if you've ever tried an anti-inflammatory cream, you probably know a lot of them go on and they feel quite burny, like you've been punched in the muscles. Well, this product is completely different. I'm actually popping it on that thumb joint because from using computers a lot, I seem to struggle with a lot of pain in my hands and my wrists. Now, this product, Oleum means oil, so natural oils in this product. And Q, I think, stands for quick relief. And I just made that up because that's what actually I experienced. The key active ingredients here are next level. Unlike most of the products in the market, I can already feel that start to relax my muscles. Unlike most of the other products in the market that you might see on the shelves, there's no nasty chemicals. There's no parabens, there's no mineral oils, there's no filler ingredients in here. What you're actually popping on your skin are things like vitamin E, organic peppermint oil, arnica, calendula, St. John's wort, all those natural ingredients that we know are great for supporting our well-being. And also the key active ingredients, the heating elements in here are in fact menthol, capsicum, and chili seeds. So what I'm experiencing right now, apart from the beautiful aroma, is it feels like I've hydrated my skin. And I can already feel like inside my hand there, it's almost like the muscles are starting to go, ah. So a great product there. And I really have to give a shout out to It's Organic Darling because I love these products and I know you will love them too. The next product in their range that I wanted to share with you is their Soothing O Gel. So for anybody who struggles with joint pain in particular, so if you've got arthritis or maybe you're struggling with gout, or for you midlife ladies like me and you're noticing that you're starting to get a bit of bloating in the feet or water retention and your feet are starting to get really hot, this is a product that I really urge you to try. You can see inside here, it is a gel product. It's quite a viscous sort of watery product, which means that a little bit, I should say, goes a long way. Now I'm actually popping it on top of the rub there because the products work beautifully together. The rub's really good for your muscles. And then you've got that gel for really calming down or supporting that joint pain as well. It's an anti-inflammatory style gel with key ingredients in there: aloe vera, rosehip, cloves. In fact, when you open the tin, the cloves is the first thing you smell. Manuka, calendula, and arnica. Again, all natural ingredients which are designed to go into that joint. I literally can almost hear my joints going, oh, there it is. Wonderful product. I cannot recommend it highly enough to you. So if you're getting those sore legs from training, as an example, if you're walking around all day in heels like I tend to do, or if you are really struggling with the back or the joint pain, you need to get your hands on this product immediately. And the final product that I wanted to share with you, if you have perhaps children or grandchildren in your family and they're struggling with nappy rash, or if you're like me and over the years you've struggled a little bit with chafing, the Q Friction is a lovely product that you need to also keep in your handbag or your medicine kit. This is a beautiful traditional style, kind of like a salve. It's like the ointment we used when we were kids. And this is just a beautiful product. Let me put it on my hand. It's loaded with calendula, rosemary, tea tree, which we all know are great products for calming down irritation, wheat germ, and vitamin E. So this works similar to a barrier cream, but it's actually more like a barrier ointment or a salve. Really good, like I said, if you're getting a little bit of chafing from your clothing. Ladies, great to pop underneath the bra line, particularly at this time of the year. Great for between the thighs if you're getting a little bit of chafing, but also sensitive enough to use
with the children or the grandchildren. In fact, all of these products are sensitive enough to use and gentle enough to use on sensitive skin like mine or any member of your family. The product comes in 2 sizes. So you've got the 150 gram size here. And let me tell you, this product lasts for ages. I've had these products since late last year, so several months now. Or it comes in the smaller size, which is really handy for the handbag. This is part of the travel kit size. This is an 80 gram tin. And speaking of travel pack, I'll show you this very quickly as well. If you are out and about on the road, you need to keep these in your glove compartment, keep it in your handbag or your travel first aid kit. This is the travel size products. They come in a 2-pack, so it's got that, I'll just make it nice and straight for you. It comes in the Q Rub or the Q Gel. Really handy to have. I know international travel may not be on the cards for most of us right now, but it's great even if you are long distance traveling up and down New Zealand. If you want to get your hands on the product, and again, these are personally tested by me and I've had great results. I urge you to go to our website, guidetobetterliving.tv, and use /shop there. Look at the products, check out the details for yourself, and make sure you use that coupon code GUIDE10 in the checkout. And that will give you a special 10% discount on your purchase from me to you. So there you have it, the amazing products, Q Oleum products, the Q Gel, the Q Rub, and the Q Friction there. Products you need in your home and in your life. Well, the team here at Guide to Better Living are super proud and excited to support a number of New Zealand charities, helping them get their stories out there. And today we have a guest segment to finish up the show from our resident animal welfarist, Anne Batley-Burton. Anne you may know from Real Housewives of Auckland, and she is also known as the Champagne Lady and the heart and soul behind the New Zealand Cat Foundation. So hello, Anne.
Hi Monique. Hey, what I'd love to talk to you about today. I've got little MacGyver here. Look at his little darling. God knows how old MacGyver is actually, because she came out of the bush about 14 years ago. We had no idea how old she was, but she was a little tiny tot. We thought she was a kitten, but I think she just had very short legs. So cute. But she could be anything between 16 and 20 years old now. And MacGyver was always a feisty little cat. She would fight off any of the other cats. She literally was the concierge at the bottom of the stairs. The uptown girls, as I call them, couldn't even come downstairs without MacGyver being like the goalie, you know. She wasn't going to let anybody down into her domain. She is just adorable. You know, over the last couple of years, she's slowed down, as you would imagine. But, you know, she's still got plenty of get up and go, and she wobbles around. But talking about elderly cats, it's terribly important that you keep an eye out on your pet. It's very easy just to sort of cruise along, and because you see them every day, you don't notice the changes that are happening. It's like people. If you didn't see them for a month, you think, oh my God, it's lost weight. Oh gosh, you know, it looks a bit dehydrated. Those sorts of things. Oh, she's drinking a lot. Got to be very, very careful and just keep an eye out on these older cats. So for example, with MacGyver, I noticed that she was drinking a lot more. Immediately that set up alerts in my mind. What could it be? Kidney issues, diabetes, hypothyroid, any or all of those things can make your cat want to drink more. So be very careful. Just make sure you're really on the board and noticing what's happening. Other things that can happen, you know, they might get weepy eyes, they might get a drooling from the mouth. That sort of thing could mean there's a teeth issue. Could mean they've got something like stomatitis, which you may or may not have heard of, but check it out with a vet. There's lots and lots of things. Hydration. For example, MacGyver's actually going for her spa treatment, as I call it, tomorrow. She's going to get some subcut fluids, which she has regularly. They just put, you know, a needle under the skin, give her, say, 150 to 200 mils of fluids, which will be slowly absorbed into her body. I wouldn't mind having some myself, actually. Too much champagne, you definitely need hydration of the water kind. But it's really important for cats that are elderly and struggling. So tomorrow, she will be going, because lift the fur up, Go like that, and it's slow to come down, just like us. You know, if you go like that with your skin and it sits up like a little tent, that means that they're lacking in hydration. And that can make them feel so much better, just getting some fluids. So it's those sorts of things you need to look after, and just keep an eye out on your little pet and make them live to a long life like my little MacGyver. Anyway, cheers. And if you'd like to donate to our foundation, it's the nzcatfoundation.org.nz. We need your help to save the pussies.